Oh boy. Hey, Chad.
This Chad. Are you talking to Chad now?
Yeah, I'm talking to chat now. Time zones. Yeah.
Time zones.
Yeah. Brian, don't you remember? No more lizard for you guys.
Yeah, no, you guys misbehaved last time, so no more lizard.
lizards. Yeah. It's
By the
just-
way, Chad, we Fantasia. I'm a
Yeah.
potato, and now Albert's a big buff man.
Yeah, I'm the Rogadin. Rogadin Bitronimus Maximus is here to give the lizard, fill the lizard's role while she's in vacation because Brian overdid it with no tax. So no, you can't.
Yeah,
have
he
your
didn't
Game
pay
Boy
the
back.
taxes. No. You know what? I sold the GameCube, the Game Boy now.
I miss her too, Mewtwo, but I can't hear you. I cannot see you.
Yay.
Sorry, I was a little bit preoccupied.
Because tidy booties.
No, because Elmas was on screen. Behold my room of trophies. These are all bits that happen in the game's side stories. I swear is important to the plot. You ever wonder what Shulk would look like if he were in Nopon? Alright, so who's ready to farm more green energy?
Not me. Are you?
Yeah, I need to go farm more green energy so I can unlock the cutscene. Alright, sure, I'll go do this real quick. I'm testing out the capture card. Got new capture card, guys. Hooray. My screen is no longer turning black on me every 5 seconds. Once again, thanks everybody for the bits and the hype trains and the subs that at least allowed me to get a replacement this quickly. So I wanted to just play the one game I know I'll probably be using. We'll be going back to recording on my own time. So, you need the mech parts first? What are you talking about? My mech is built. Here's Betsy. Betsy's ready. What are you talking about? I actually built 2 Betsy's. No, wait a minute. Let me put in Samus, because same voice actor as the Samus in Prime 4, and Air in Armored Core 6. And I'll pull Liesel. It's not like they shared voice actresses. Yeah, look, I have 4 Betsy's. What do you mean we only build 1? Both the Game Boy and GameCube, Gabe has done so far. Has gone too far. How am I going to play Beyond Good and Evil, Eternal Darkness, and Soul Calibur 2? Simple answer, you won't. You get the news. Did you get the new Silex cheating device? I mean, capture card? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry that the stream is later today, but my morning work was way more packed and deadlines and stuff, so I didn't want to stream while I had things, other things to finish first. But hold on, why am I walking with Betsy? I can use my viola. You want to see part? Then play your own game. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you part. There she is. Oh, and some friends. grace. If my cringe jokes stop, I've conked out sleeping. Well, I owe you more streams, Mewtwo. We'll soon be back to Pokemon Infinite Fusion and the rest. I just wanted, like, you know, I was gonna stream that today, but new capture card, hooray!
Yeah.
Hey, Pawn.
So we're testing good games now.
I'm testing my game of the year last year. Again, every time I play all these other Nintendo games, they're starting to have open world. I'm still wondering, why should I play those over this?
Especially when you have games like Digimon, Devil May Cry,
Yeah, but those aren't on the
Metro Prime
Switch.
1.
That's on the Switch. But that's not open world.
Oh, so we're talking about, like, open world?
Yeah, I said that Nintendo's obsession with putting everything open world, yet nothing has come close
Astral
to this.
Chain is kind of open world.
I wouldn't really call it open world, though. It's more like open zone.
It's segmented, but, you know.
My tomboy tax and bill can't be that high. Brain, it's been 3 years. You're lucky that Gabe and Croco are not breaking your kneecaps for not using the laser monetization program as it's supposed to be.
You broke the rules.
You have
And you
returned,
know them.
and from the looks of it, it was a fierce battle. What do you think? Were my pupils able to hold trust in one another and draw forth a power greater than their own? Still got a long way to go, kid. Oh, somebody liked that. I can't hear you, Plot. Mario Kart World has the best open world kappa? Well, I don't know, because I haven't played it, but I know for one fact, I cannot be doing tricks when my party looks like this. And I get to have my own customization character. Hey, look, it's Lizard. I told you she was in vacation. From your advantage, it must seem that way, but I have looked into their eyes since they returned, and they shine clear and true. It's time my pupils departed on a journey to train together. I doubt they will lose their way again. Competition between them will hone their edges.
Don't lose your way.
Thank for using your strength to guide them. This is an old teacher's humble thanks. It will please me for you to have it. Overlord's eye patch. Rival partners. Oh, sweet. I want to make an inside, but I can't recollect what it was. An inside joke, but I can't recollect what it was. Yay, 81%. Let's go. Sup, Stilgar? Enjoying your Fremens in the post game? You read that joke just in time. Well, I try and reach chat as quickly as it comes. A game like this really allows me to be able to reach chat. But yeah, I guess I could go test out the capture card against Silex, and then just, if I want to do that, just so I can record the ending without the music, so that way it works better for my shit posts. But I can also do that later. I do not have to load Metro Prime 4. Unless chat really wants to. Here, I'll do a favor.
Pretty sure they don't wanna.
No, wait, I can't. I can't even open the character menu because I'm not a spoiler for Pawn. I'm curious if it works. I mean, it'd be a funny thing to test it out, just to like then see the new capture card also, like Potato. I'll pay with 2 checkers. Don't break my knees. It already hurts after running, Kappa. Well, they won't hurt after we're done.
Yeah, because I'll remove them.
Gabe and Croco are really adamant about the lizard monetization program.
You don't pay your bills. You get
All right,
no
chat.
squirrels.
For real, I'll give you I firmly believe that Prime 4 is out to get your capture cards. At this point, I would believe it. Because it started to have an issue was the night the Prime 4 came out. Or at least like an issue where it became unplayable. But, you know, I was thinking about just playing Prime Remaster, but if you want, chat, I don't mind loading up Prime 4 and doing the Silex fight just for a bit. We do have a save file that is just before the boss fight, and I think I can just skip all the cutscenes anyways. A faithful choice. Telethia the Eldenbringer. Yelena the Infernal. One the Guardian.
Oh, you're doing the Tyrants?
Yeah, I'm think I'm pretty much missing is just the high level Tyrants and then Yune, who never fucking shows up.
It seems like you're only missing the Tyrant quest lines and then the lot one after. Because I think that one unlocks only if you do one of the Tyrant quests. I don't remember which
this one.
No, the one below on the. Oh wait, I'm watching the stream instead of the stream on Discord. But yeah, that one right next to the live one on that island.
Yeah, let me go see if he spawned. Rarely. Did you get Atreides already? I mean, I am way past the God Emperor at this point. If we're going to talk about Dune, as in. But yeah, chat. This is the game that because of this game we have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in Mario Kart World. Aonuma said it himself.
That is true.
That's why the Rex outfit is in Breath of the Wild, because Nintendo could not figure it out what Monolith Black Magic had cooked to make this work. No, the Tyrant and Symbolum? No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I haven't gone fight Atreides. When Atreides' Distinguish is present. He's not even like, Atreides isn't even a requirement. It's the bigger worm. That's also a different Dune reference, if I'm not mistaken. Gesserif. I just read it out loud.
What did you read out loud? What?
The sandworm that shows up when Atreides, the Distinguish, is called Gesserit. Bene Gesserit. That's just way too funny. The original trendsetter for open world games is GTA, let's be real. I mean, there was a lot of games before GTA that made open worlds and stuff like that. It's just that...
Honestly, yes.
I was saying it more of like an open world RPG in the scale of like that also happens to have Metroidvania elements and stuff like that. And like the weather and the time of day changes the way that creatures behave and whether you're on a scale or not. Not just like, alright, it's in an open world and it got popular and you can fuck around and find out. I still love Pokemon Legends ZA. Alright, chat member. Alright, chat member. Alright, chat member.
Alright, chat member, okay.
Oh no, wait, I had to finish reading the rest. My bit wouldn't make sense. But
you didn't finish reading?
Yeah, no, I was doing a bit. Because they just say, I still love how Pokemon Legends ZA literally used a screenshot from Xenoblade X to conceptualize its real-time combat. Again, 2014 Wii U game.
Yeah, chat, like, honestly, you don't know how much of an
don't worry about those things. Don't worry about those things that you might not understand.
What are things that you might understand? Oh, okay, I got it. But it's impressive how much influence Xenoblade has nowadays in current MMO. Not MMO, open world.
Yeah, but it's also just sad how much both Nintendo and Monolith don't seem to like really give a shit about it because it doesn't have big booby gotchas. Don't worry about those things. That looks like a Is this a Gundam? Well, funny that you say that, because the mechs are actually designed by the same artist who made the Gundam mechs from Double O. It's the music is composed by the guy who made Gundam Unicorn and Kill la Kill and Sawano, famous legendary anime composer. The writers are from Gundam H, Gundam Unicorn the novel, and other stuff. A lot of the cast in both English and Japanese tend to play characters in Mobile Suit Gundam. You got beam sabers. So, I guess.
And also some of the cutscene animations are based off like some popular scenes in Gundam.
But this one's better than Gundam. Just look at the protagonist. Is this Atreides? It's nighttime. I gotta really walk on its mouth? Oh no, I guess it's asleep. Or I'm too big for it to eat me. I thought I was the right size. Snack? There we go.
I'll be up in no time. Heal me.
Yeah, just about as well as it would go to fight a real sandworm.
I'm sorry.
It's much easier fighting him in the day where you can just like, he's not in trap mode and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, by the way, Albert, you're like you said, the artist for Xenoblade and the composer of the music, but also, besides of course the two elites from the Xeno series that were writers on the show, on the game. We also had the writer from Gundam Seed Destiny and the writer from Sin and Punishment.
Yeah. Monolith really just set up a dream scene because they wanted to do something completely different to the first game, but then Nintendo told them to make the first game again. Alright, before we swap games, I'll give Pawn a solid.
Yeah. But also, fun fact, Chad, Tetsuya Takahashi, the creator of the Xeno series in general, he admitted he's such a big fan of Gundam that inside the studio they call him Gun Ota as a nickname. That's why every single Xenoblade game features a giant ass robot. Oh, apparently, Albert, every single skill is an inspiration from either a Zaku or a Gundam. And apparently there are hints to which one, and we can figure out which ones are inspired to which.
I think it's pretty obvious when you look at the skills and the way they transform and the sounds they make.
Which one's your favorite?
From the skills?
Yeah.
Probably the one I have equipped right now, the Lila. Which in itself, the name is a reference to Lila from Mobile Suit Gundam. Well, I guess I did all of Yelp's heart to hearts. I just forgot, where does he normally hang out? There he is. I don't know if Pawn is still watching.
Wait, no, you want to know which one's my favorite?
Which one?
The heavy type Mastema.
Oh, the White Reaper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in my party.
That was my favorite. I just love the heavy type guns, the heavy type mechs.
Oh yeah, I just like that the Lila one I have can just obliterate things if you put the right weapons on it.
Yeah, which by the way, I'm pretty sure the Matema is a reference to full armor.
That's how I know Pawn is not in the chat no more.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you can't park there. Do you know who I am?
You save your entire planet.
How do I take a screenshot? Is it? Oh yeah, Control S. Metroid Prime looks cool. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. We have Specialist Elma. Sam is over there on the left. Liesel and Lizard. There she is. He's so neat. Yeah, so neat that you decide you refuse to finish his story. Yeah, Neil Nail is the same voice actress as Samus in Prime 4. Same. Yeah. She also voices Air in Armor Core 6. Neil Nail is very much like the Samus in this game, if you want to think about it in stretching things, of course, sort of matter. Because we also have this lady over here. Oh, wow, she's so neat. Alright, chat. So, the capture works well. Malver got Metroid Prime Xeno early. So I can either swap it to Metroid Prime Remaster and just continue playing that, or he's also at the top of the pecking order, or if you just saw Redacted. Like I've had memes tabbed for a year now, because it's almost 1 year since this game came out. Or we can do, like, so I can go back to Prime Remaster, I can play Dread, or we can try and see if Silex is really corrupting my capture cards by fighting his final boss fight again, and just record the ending bit without no music. I'll leave it up to you, chat, because if you leave it up to me, I'm pretty satisfied right now. I hear Secretary Nagy paying a visit to Team Elma's quarter at the Blade Barracks. Yep. Wait, what was that? I keep forgetting. Yep, that group sure is close with the Secretary. Must be nice! I went to see Elma at the barracks, but she was too lost and thought to say anything. Also, I can't believe how good she looks when she's thinking. Smart ladies are just the best.
Is that you?
No, we've clearly established I'm the other NPC in this game. But it might be the same NPC, I don't know. But yeah, that might be me. Though I am a character, I'm a different character in this game now, and I cannot do the memes or anything about it because I have two buckos who told me no spoilers and stuff. So I cannot do that joke. Just so you know, you got a good card. Test Stylux, and do something fun after that. Somewhat close to Samus, or is literally close to being Samus in this world. I'm intrigued. Alright, so Brain, I'll give you the TLDR and then we'll go fight Steelix. Just to rub salt in the wound. Love the flavor text in this game. It's really the writing in this game that I like, because it says so much with so little. In every real or random spot. Saw one about fog the other day. Alright, so the reason I say this bit about Neil now is because there's this giant, there's like these giant rings in Oblivia. And in the original game, they were just like one of those many mysteries that went unsolved because whoop-de-doo, Nintendo rushed and this game never really got a chance to be finished. So a lot of the lore stuff that was scattered throughout the world went sort of unanswered. But I want to do something fun while I explain this. I don't care about spoilers, but if you don't want to spoil possible chatters on stream, you could tell me in DMs. Yeah, well, this thing that I'm saying is not about spoiler. Is regarding a certain other thing that I'm supposed to say redacted and redacted. It happens in redacted and redacted because people didn't told me 1 year ago they didn't want spoilers. But the essential thing. No, this is my Iguazu inspired build, if you may. All right. So, like I said, there was all this thing, and in the world of Xenoblade X, since the original release, there was an enigma of a species known as the Samarians, or the Children of Samar, to which we didn't get much of a lore explanation and stuff in the first game, but enough clues for the community to speculate and stuff. You know, many years later, one of the main things that hinted about them are these rings in Oblivia. You know, like the ones in Tears of the Kingdom later. Oh wow, an open world game that there's suddenly a giant ring in the desert. Monster Hunter Wilds, anybody? So, in Neil Nail wasn't a character that made it into the final cut of the original game, and they put her in this game. They give her a little bit of an outfit and look redesign, but essentially she's an archaeologist from a species known as the Klu, or Klurians, K-L-U, Q-L-U, I should say. And there are species that are highly advanced, but they have records of being direct descendants of Samar. And she is, and her mission is to more or less do archaeology to find any other ruins of the Samar civilization and make sure that if they're working, that they're not in the wrong hands, or destroy them if they fall into the wrong hands. She, in her dialogues and stuff, she mentions that she has to been fighting a lot of space pirates who've been trying to get this technology for themselves. So you can draw the parallel that instead of it being a bounty hunter, Samus is an archaeologist trying to find the remains of the chosen civilization to avoid them falling into the wrong hands and stuff like that. It also helps the fact that she's got flavor text with Elmo, for reasons that would be spoilers. And she's always looking for other bounties and stuff to do in LA. She actually convinces you to stay, of helping her and all this other stuff because of bounties that could help you for Blade and whatever in your job. So, all right, I'll do a barrel.
Do a barrel roll.
All right, I'll do another one. Yeah, I want to see Stink do this. Samosa finding the forbidden Kabuto. Yeah. Alright. There is definitely a lot more about the Clue. The fact that her voice actress is now voicing Samus is too much of a funny coincidence. It's also fitting in the sense of it being a Samus because of the Clue lore and things that get revealed later about Neil Nail as a character. That again would be spoiled. Oh, my White Reaper got stumped by the dinosaur.
Yep.
But yeah, the reason I say, like, if they were to make an open world Metroid spin-off, I'd say just play Xenoblade X, because, like, in the same way that the Metroid have, like, these progression checks where you need a new item or mobility in order to progress, this game sort of uses the same with the Skells in terms of their speed, jumping high, and then flight. Casually seeing characters getting knocked over is too funny. Yeah, I love that, especially because depending on who gets knocked over and stuff, they might have like funny flavor text. Oh wait, we can't do Prime 4. I deleted Prime 4.
You deleted Prime 4
Yeah, I deleted Prime 4.
in rage.
Ah, it's a big ass game.
And it's a
I
shitty game.
I recorded all of it, and I'm like, all right, you know, I need the space. It's like 29 gigabytes versus like 6 gigabytes. It's not that I killed the Prime 4, it's more so that it's taking too much space out of my Switch, and I want to play other games.
For literally nothing.
My Switch froze, I think.
Not on our end.
Well,
I see the blinking light of the Prime.
there we go.
I see you going home.
I'm trying. I'm pressing A.
I see you selecting who's
Yeah,
gonna use the software
I'm
for.
pressing A. I'm pressing A.
Can you press B?
Silex finally decided to kill your Switch instead. Maybe we could play Prime 1 Remaster or Signalist. I mean, the problem is if I start Signalist right now, I won't stop until it's over. Because I like that game that much. I think it might be my favorite indie game. With Crow Country. Alright, I think I might have to owe you the Silex fight next stream. Capture card, please do a bit. It already did a bit. I already had my technical difficulties before the start of the stream.
Ice Valley.
Yeah, I mean the stream says that we're playing Metroid Prime 1 Remaster, and if somebody else that doesn't watch the stream wanted to come in, I didn't want to be like false advertisement, man. Prime 4? It's not false advertisement, but it is. Alright, did I have boost ball? Alright. I also, out of like sheer curiosity, I've been looking at people's, people that I like to see on the webs, play both Prime Remaster, Dread, and Samus Returns, just to more or less gauge the overall experience that people who don't have brain rot like I do and remember every intricate detail of Prime 1 or Dread might have that experience, and then compare it to how they did it in Prime 4. And like, I was very much surprised by the amount of time, like, when people were playing Prime Remaster and they were just walking around in circles thinking that they were heading in the right direction, or looking for power-ups and stuff like that. This is too funny. Prime 4 was like really really fucking with my Switch download. And my copy of Remaster is digital. So like it's installed onto the not even on an SD memory card. I have this on the Switch's memory. So yeah, I was just surprised by the amount of like more Metroid. Yeah, Prime 4 downloading, I think, was just making the door stop loading and stuff, because it was already affecting the loading of the game in general. So I thought in my head, okay, there's might be a chance that it's just the Switch 1 cannot handle downloading this big ass 29 gigabyte Metroid Prime 4 game and still do Metroid Prime Remaster. But I can put back the download just for science and see. Also, I know a lot of people don't like the Samus doing the triple shot and stuff. I kind of like it, especially because like I feel like you can still get the the one shot if you just press it rather than press and hold. Silex really is trying to ruin your Switch like a virus. I mean, he's nanomachines. I like how you tease us with Prime 4 and give us an arguably better game. Wait, does it say that I'm playing Prime 4? I thought I said it, I was playing.
No, it says Prime Remaster on my end.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I mean, I was willing to try out the capture card on the Celux boss fight, but the Switch download, the Switch could not download the game and play Prime Remaster at the same time. Prime 4 is just being petty at this point. It kind of feels like that. Also, rip Kensuke Tanabe. Sorry, Kensuke Tanabe. Apparently he's leaving Nintendo. And to be quite honest, I don't blame the man. I don't blame him one bit. Like, this, regardless of the state that Prime 4 came in, I want to make it clear that I don't hold any grudges or any hard feelings against the people who were caught between the trenches, the devs and stuff, caught in the trenches, trying to appease Nintendo and all this other stuff to get the game out of the door. It must really have sucked for Tanabe though, because like he was there since the first game, and then no pre-pro and development hell and all this other stuff like really eats at you. And like the man probably has had enough of that type of new mentality at Nintendo. But I think it says a lot when a developer who stayed with this company for so long, regardless of the games that he put, and it's of a producer status, just like dips, you know. If anything, I wish him the best, because like regardless of the state of his recent games, you know, his influence still allowed to get some of my favorite games ever to be a thing. So, so yeah, like I don't really blame anybody who was caught between the trenches, because it wasn't their fault. I'm pretty sure that if anything, I feel sad that maybe nobody got to do the game that they wanted to do in the first place, and there's nothing. I would rather have my game be canceled than, you know. But that's just me. Prime 4 is so cursed it affects other Prime games. I think it just affected my system. My uncle Nintendo said sorry. Take backsies. Yeah. This, you know how Super Metroid has like the Noob Bridge? I would consider this the Noob half pipe.
Didn't know half pipe.
Yeah, because everybody who plays this game for the first, I haven't seen a person who's played Prime for the first time and has to get the space jump boots and doesn't either understand that they're supposed to use the half pipe of that room. Because again, the room, there's more to this room than just, oh, there's a half pipe there. And it doesn't quite scream half pipe like the other ones in future games. And then it's just getting the physics to get them across. Like, I was stuck there for like a good 2 or 3 days as a kid until I asked my friends on like the school playground how did they do it. Which is, I think, the thing I missed a lot about, like, and I don't like about games today, that I miss from when an era where games didn't have the ability to give you a navigator and maps and all these convenient quality of life things to tell you where to go, is that it forced me to go and ask people, either in person or online, how do I get things. Red Starburst. Edible flowers bloom seasonally. Considered a delicacy in many territories. Prime 4 creepypasta. Silex is self-aware and sentient / conscious entity. He saw Samus go into another Prime game. Samus!
Ich.
I felt insane about the half pipe because I kept looking at Nier, but not realized that. Yeah, that's part of what I think, you know, makes the Prime 1 and 2 experience so magical, is that a lot of that is, it's like that, that I even felt sad, like in that room in Temple Grounds where you're supposed to use a boost ball for a half pipe so you can go get the secret missiles, that the half pipe is way more noticeable because it's like a blue Luminov tech type of flooring rather than the typical flooring as the rest. Looks like we have a new joke, chat. We have several new jokes. If there's something positive I can say about Prime 4, even if it doesn't sound like a positive, it's that it's very memeable. And as an editor, I really like that fact because it's so difficult to sometimes make memes about Metroid games, and it's one of the things that I really enjoyed with Dread is how much I could do memes with it. You hear Samus, I hear Fusion. Ah! Also View, yeah.
I
You
hear
can finally
pain.
do more than just in
Fear.
time. Yes, that's precisely. That's precisely the point. But if I may gush about Prime's level gameplay design once more, right? Notice how when we get the Space Jump boots, the door that you see is once again the one that leads you to the Artifact Temple. But at this point, you have all the tools necessary to actually go into the Artifact Temple. And so it keeps creating the essence of like, all right, when I was a kid, I was like, I can't go back there. I'll come back to it later, maybe, I guess. And then I got the Space Jump boots, and my brain way like, wait a minute. I think I can get to this temple or impact crater area now. Whatever the fuck that was. So I have the missiles, and then I came here. This was the unloadable hallway on GameCube. It took forever. And then you just arrived here early and chose a script translated. Throughout our living nightmare, as we battle with the unyielding darkness, we chose to see a light. This light glows with promise, chasing the shadows cast by the great poison and purifying that which has grown toxic. It is strange, though. At times it looks to our eyes as if the light coalesces into the figure of a woman. Burning brightly, the luminescence descends from space, then retreats back into the infinite blackness from whence it came. When this prophecy comes to pass, when the light recedes, the Choso's long vigilance of containment will finally come to an end. It's also the fact that the scans, I started to notice this on, like, I went to read the scans of Prime 4. The language and the sentence structure, or I don't know what's the correct term that you use, it's not as profound as the one in the other games where they use smaller, like the same amount of words, but the way that they make these sentences and these phrases make them sound much more impactful and poetic than what they're saying. The containment of the great poison. This task is falling to the Chozo, and will not flee from our duty, even as we suffer with the land and its creatures, will pour our will into the 12, the artifacts which form the lock that holds this great evil at bay in the depths of the planet. This lock must stand up to all who might come in to assault it. To preserve the power of the seal, and to protect it from those who would meddle for their own designs, we will spread the artifacts across the land, hiding them from prying eyes. The lock must never open until the day comes when the disaster can finally be put right. The pros, yeah. Like, it's also... It's like, the more I think about Beyond, like, you know, why would the Lamorne put the Master Teleporter keys with these sentient guys and shit like that? Like, at least with the Chozo artifact, it makes sense why they're scattered and you have to do all these things, and same with Sky Temple keys or the energy cells versus the Master Teleporter keys. I'd play Ridley Scream on my hi-fi if my neighbors wouldn't sue me for induced trauma. Well, I've ended up preferring Prime 2 more. I have to say the map design of Prime 1 is probably one of the most smartest map designs in the franchise, just so it can keep the pace going. I think that both Prime 1 and Echoes triumph at doing that in equal ways. It's just that I feel that Echoes went a little bit more experimental with its map design and structures to give each one of the areas a sense of that the worlds are bigger and more complex. and not just reset, and so it doesn't feel like the same game that you played. Why are the Chozo artifacts scattered? I wasn't paying attention because the Chozos understood like the great poison and the dangers that lie with Phazon. So they managed to create this temple and seal the Phazon. So the whole reason Talon Overworld hasn't fully become corrupted is in stuff, even though it's been here for a long ass time, is because of this temple and the seals locking the impact crater and the Metroid Prime within. So the Chozo said that, like, all right, the way this plan will work is that they establish early on that they are more spiritual Chozos. They disconnected from the Thohai mocking mentalities and embrace their own. And so as they were dealing with the... This is also why they are Chozo ghosts in this world, because it's the same Chozos that used to live here. It's just the Phazon corrupted their spirits and brought them back into the world of the living, if you may. So they saw the vision of somebody who would come and actually vanquish the Phazon, and unsure of whether or not it will come true, they knew that it was like the only thing they could realistically do was prep whoever this person in a vision is for their coming. So they undid all. So this group of Chozo, who once again abandoned their technological ways, abandoned their warrior ways, and all this other stuff. So they were really unprepared to deal with the Phazon plague. Instead, only had enough to create the Metroid, Chozo power-ups for the sole purpose that whoever comes to this planet and it's supposed to be the entrusted one can arm themselves to go fight the great poison. However, the thing that would determine that this person really is the entrusted one is the fact that they would find and collect all 14 Chozo artifacts, which they scattered across the planet, so that not every other fool would open the lock and unleash the Phazon in Metroid Prime. Or, in the case of the forward thinking of the Chozo, a species like the Space Pirates would come and try and harvest it from themselves, or pawn for that matter. So they hit them over the worlds to contain the Metroid Prime, but also to make sure that only the right person who could actually defeat the Metroid Prime was the one to unlock it. And the reason why there's Chozo artifacts in Space Pirates areas is because a pirate data will reveal later that they know of the temple, they know of the sealed, and they know of the artifacts. And they've been trying to destroy the artifacts just so they can brute force their way into the seal, rather than using their manpower to find the seals and open the impact crater. They're too busy studying and doing tests on Phazon because they need to meet the demands of High Command, who's rushing them to do these before the Federation or anybody else just catches wind of Talon 4. They were essentially trying to make this into a second Sevis. Keep in mind, a lot of this story wasn't there put in place. Like, it's just random stuff that they just wrote into the game after the fact that they had the game going. But it's not something that they had planned since the very beginning. So it's again, one thing I feel that you could have also applied with Beyond. Is like, all right, no matter how little you have, I think that there is enough to create a more interesting story and tie it with things, as I'm trying to elaborate in my video review, which I started writing. And so, like, you could have just borrowed that from Prime 1, but the problem with Beyond is that because it leans so much into the cinematic experience and the action, there isn't quite the time where the Lamorne or Silex or anybody or any of these pieces that are playing a part in the story to feel like they're fleshed out, or a way that like they connect one with the Chozo, tying it back to Phazon, or the same with the Federation troopers and the Space Pirates and Luminov regarding the Yang and Phazon. Man, the lava ruins you in this game. Well, I'm also playing it in hard mode, so I take extra damage from everything. Wait a minute, would the space pirates still be here after the story is finished, or were they just peace out and because of all the face, I'm presumably now gone Talon 4? I like to imagine that's more the latter, more like when you know, it doesn't really happen because it's a video game, but you know how in Prime 3, once you take care of like this pirate homeworld, the Galactic Federation comes and occupies it. I'm kind of expecting the same thing happens once you destroy the Omega Pirate and kill Ridley. Like, there's no more reason for the pirates to stay on Talon 4 when the main thing that they were here for, Phazon, and they had Metal Ridley being built as a bioweapon and all this other stuff is destroyed. Or you could also presume that, like, Samus tells them and she destroyed it or whatever, you know? Is that burp noise outside? Yes, yeah, it's the great Kiskadi that's making a nest right outside my window. I call them the Killer D's. If you want, I can show you a picture of how they look like. They're very cute. Very Borb. Brothers really said, let's freeform jazz this game. And really, it's the only thing you can do when your game dev studio is being so mishandled. Prime 1 existing is crazy. It's not just existing, is that it came out as his, like, masterpiece of a game on the other side, you know? A game that's almost as highly scored and rated as something like Super Metroid or Ocarina of Time is just kind of insane to me. And, like, you know, look at me, 20 years later, I'm still learning new things and mesmerized by just the storytelling, because I feel like, you know, they had the foundation of something, but they just had to figure out how could it all coalesce together into a story, which is way easier when all your stories usually presented in silent cutscenes and stuff, and story progression is more of how you go back and forth in this map and start discovering new secrets versus Red Velvet Cake. Solon is a big guy in the sky. He loves me very much. He loves you too. You know? Considering in Prime 3 we learn that Talon 4 was healing, probably pirates do peace out. Yeah, like I said, why would the space pirates stay on Talon 4 after the game? There's nothing for them to gain out of. The only reason they're on Talon 4 is because the frigate Orpheon, alongside the Syriacuse and Volt Paragon, were the only things remaining from the Seves invasion. And so they came to this planet just to hide out and peace out, but then they discovered Phazon, and that's why they started building a facility. And making. So, as you see in the beginning, literally in the beginning of the game, aboard the Orpheons, there's only one god I respect. Praise Nocticate! Sorry, there you go, Mewtwo. We'll be going back to him soon. But they were doing all these studies at the frigate Orpheon with the life of the creatures of Talon 4 just to see about Phazon's capabilities. And in there, seeing how they were able to mutate these harmless little parasites into these killer machines that they could bring literally into any planet and use them as a swarm to just destroy things. They said, like, alright, this shit is very applicable. Let's just mine it. The Federation doesn't know about it. So Talon 4 will be now occupied by the Galactic Federation and turned into a tourist planet or something? No, I think they just let it be, to be quite honest. I find it insane that this game was made in such a short development time. Was it 2 years or 1 year? I think it was 1 year. After, like, Retro Studios was working on, like, 4 different projects or 5 different projects when they got the Nintendo money. And then their president at the time, or chief or whatever, was just grabbing that Nintendo money and using it for his own sleazy stuff, to put it lightly.
Oh, you
Until
mean
Shigeru Miyamoto and Keisuke Tanami got
spell?
angry, flew to Texas and told them, cut that shit, you're fired, we bought your company. I see a game with a space lady that you're trying to make. We have a space lady. Then nobody's been wanting to make a game since Super Metroid because everybody's been afraid of just doing a follow-up to Super Metroid. So now it's your job. And then they realized that the people in the community didn't really like the idea of a Metroid Prime first-person game because it's turning more into an action shooter with Halo, and the Federation were going to be NPCs that talk to you and guide you by the hand, and it's more action-oriented. So that's what made them panic and just Sakamoto, we need you to make a Metroid Fusion game ASAP just in case Prime doesn't work. Super Metroid was too successful to just like fumble it and let it die after 8 years of making people wait. And that's the gist. So the fact that it came out like this on the other end is just very inspiring, if you ask me. Like, most Metroid games go through some form of development hell and nightmare. So did Echo, so did Corruption, so did Hunters, so did Dread. So like, you know, the fact that they've always been consistently magical is very surprising, and I guess it goes to prove that, you know, diamonds are made under pressure. Whoa! What was...
Whoa!
Whoa!
You did something new?
Yeah. He kind of had a... He kind of, like, jittered a little bit. Chatin aran, baplin daraban. That's another meme I like. Imagine if Chatoya just started calling her Lisang al Gaib. Voice of another world. For those who don't remember from Dune. A prophecy that was placed. Tourist planet talent for Federation propaganda. I just don't think the Federation have like a tourist location. Unless it's like Nora Armstrong going to visit the planets that Samus they haven't blown up that Samus has been. I did a fan rewrite of the Nora cutscene when she meets Samus that still conveys how I would like portray her Samus fangirlness. In case nobody's curious, something I might add into the video later. I'm just a writer, editor, so I can't help but overthink of this stuff. I find it as fun writing exercises or editing exercises. Whoa, Mewtwo, what the fuck? That picture's crazy.
What picture?
Holy shit. Dude. Is that a Harrier? Please tell me it's a Harrier. That's insane. Great shot, dude. So fucking jealous, man. Where is Kraid when you need him? True. Love overthinking things? I mean, I assume that people enjoy that because that's all I did during Metroid Dread. And look at this. People called me crazy. I think that'll be my biggest claim to Metroid fame is being the crazy guy who called Metroid Dread. It was small and very fast. Alright, hold on. It might be a Harrier. That looks way too big for a Falcon. And it's carrying it away. You're saying it's small. I don't know if Harriers are smaller than Hawks. Yeah, because it's carrying a bigger prey. Like a big prey. I know it's a bird, so they don't weigh that much, but... Wow. Alright, Kraid was planned to be in this game as well, right? Yeah, they were planning to add Meta Kraid alongside Meta Ridley. Like, because of how rushed and stuff was in this game and how long it had been since Super Metroid, they were trying to add some classic Metroid icon and villains to just like help ease fans into the idea, but they only had and Kraid was supposed to be the boss for the Magmor Caverns, but they didn't have enough time. They couldn't really figure it out, so they decided to scrap it instead. It was carrying the smallest fully black Corvette. It is crazy that it got a Corvette, given how alert and smart those guys are in general towards birds of prey. But damn, I'm more interested to try and learn. No, not a Sparrow. It's a Corvette. It's way bigger than a Sparrow. Jackdaw in English, it seems. Well, Jackdaw is a Corvette. It's really crazy that it caught one of them. Because I when I lived in the UK, Jackdaws were like super duper aware of sparrowhawks or anything along those lines. Hey guys. Don't forget, ice shriek bats, ice-encased ceiling dwellers. Like standard shriek bats, these creatures are easily spotted with thermal imaging. They roost on cave ceilings, subsisting on insects, reptiles, and small mammals. Fiercely territorial, they will dive bomb anything that wanders near. It was dead. It swooped in and took it when I approached. Yeah, it must have either... it could probably also be scavenging because it's winter time. But I don't know of much raptors that scavenge unless it's like because of those reasons. So right, those are the enemies that you only see once in this area, right? Yeah, I mean they respawn just like the ice burrowers. Burrower. I can't really say. There's words in English I can't say. Burrower. Inevitable. I've been getting better at saying inevitable. Oh, fuck.
Inevitable. Goddamn, now I cannot say it. You cursed me.
Perdón, a veces no puedo decir unas palabritas en inglés. It's very frustrating when I'm trying to do a video and it's like been like, you know, 5 takes at me just trying to say one word and then it's trying to look for the thesaurus for another word that might be easier for me to say. It was a small falcon, but being that only managed 2 shots before it darted. So I have no idea what subspecies. Well, you got a pretty good look at its back feathering, so you can probably use that to ID it. Especially because of the tail. I'm somehow struggle to say mediocre. Yeah, I can see why. Like, for me, when I see the I and O in English, it's also, like, very hard because, like, in Español, it's like io, when in English, it's more like medio, io. I sometimes don't know which is weirder. I think it's because I speak too fast sometimes, and apparently sometimes quiet. That happens to me, but it's usually I'm either too quiet or too loud. Schematics for Glacier 1 secure zone access. Personnel bound for research area proceed directly to checkpoint. Schematics for Research Lab Hydra accessed. The Research Lab Hydra proceeds through the wave doors to the south. The fact that there's also like Chozo items lingering around here is why also the Space Pirates decide to stay here, because more technology they can assimilate. And they actually assimilate part of it, as we see later in the mines, which is, again, cool and spoopy. It's like one of my favorite things about Metroid games and Prime, even Other M, is that they usually have like multiple story threads, and it's how they ultimately weave into each other to sell a bigger picture or a cosmic thing. That, you know, I feel like Beyond sadly didn't do, despite having all those threats. So Merlin says is saying, or are small or large acupator or sparrowhawks. It's completely silent. Well, most birds of prey tend to be silent. They only really call to each other when perched on trees. Just now looking at the bird again. It does seem to have the sparrowhawk feathering. For me, it's just the wings. You probably would have been able to tell more if it had like that W shape that that falcons tend to have on the wings. It's just that it kind of looked like a harrier because of the feathering. But I do see the tail. Burps. Empty stasis tanks are used for biological specimens. Latent radiation readings indicate specimen was highly irradiated. So now here we're starting to learn more about the blue goop and actually starting to see more of the blue goop. Want to see harriers? Yes, I love harriers. Auditory malfunction. I want to see any bird. I like birds. Chat, if there's phase on, is there phase off? Female. Yesterday. Whoa! So majestic. Wow. Such a beautiful bird, man. Morphology: space pirates, sentient aggressor species, well trained in weapon and melee combat. Space pirates wield galvanic accelerator cannons and form mountain scythes in combat. That's the other thing I missed from the writing in this game, is like they came up with all these techno space jargon like galvanic accelerator cannons, you know? It makes it feel more realistic in that aspect. Like in Star Trek. The species seeks to become the dominant force in the galaxy, and their technology may help them realize this goal. Ruthless and immoral, the pirates care little for the cost of their own of their ambition. Only the results matter, and they take these very seriously. And then Silex takes over them. Do you think the pirates were under better or worse management when it was Silex in charge? And if so, why? You cannot use the fact that they were not in the game. Oh, so I wanted the Shegoff clip, Gabe. The reason I laughed here, so you can see the model jitter. Look at it jitter. Look at it.
Yep.
I've never seen that before. Also, chat, I'm inviting Quinn to my island because I just felt she was very, very neat. More Burt villagers for Burt Mori. Oh my gosh, look at these swans. Whoa. Dude, these are some great shots of them with like in the air and stuff. I really wish I had a lens like that. I saw some roadside hawks and gray hawks and scissor-tailed flycatchers during the when I was out of town. Unfortunately, I did not have I just had my phone, so I couldn't really take good pictures of them. But I saw them, and that's what matters. Honestly, I have no idea. Face off is when the blue goes dim. Alright, I like that idea. That's a cool bird. Yeah, harriers are super cool. They glide close to the surface and sort of scan for anything they can grab. It's kind of like the opposite of a kestrel, which just hovers in place, and it scans from high above before swooping in on prey. They were in worse because Silex probably doesn't do any benefits to them, besides having Metroids and keep being a hater more than a leader. Yeah, well, it doesn't sound too different than what they had with this high command, and that forced them to genetically enhance themselves for Phazon. There's another reason why Prime Fort is disappointing. We could have seen more of the Space Pirate logs and what they think of Silex, but nope, apparently they're nowhere to be found in Veros. Well, I guess that they just got mind possessed by Silex, so I don't think they would have much of an opinion. We're 40-minute mute swans with juveniles and only 2 tundra ones. First time seeing them. Yeah, I've never seen tundra swans. You know, they live in the tropics, so we don't really. Swans don't really come over here in general. It's mostly ducks and herons and egrets. Yo! Look at James over there, procrastinating on the job. Fuck off, Jimmy. Also something that doesn't happen in Beyond. You can actually kind of destroy some of the environment in Prime 1. I thought it was a whooper swan, then I learned what the difference is. What is the difference? Specimen, lifetime's normal. Yeah, see, these are more of like your beyond type of scans, which do have a place in the game, but there's not like the ones that we read before even walking in here, or something like this, you know? Stasis tanks operating at 40% capacity, temperature regulators off. It's rectified at us of this state. These are more of the Prime 4 skins. That is curved neck length and yellow coloring before and after nose openings. One is more flat beak and the other is rounder. Very minute differences. Yeah, no, that might be very hard to spot. Access to Research Lab Aether limited to Team Sclera only. Personnel bound for Hollow Observatory must use a west elevator. Ice beetle infestation in Ice Vault region has been 95 exterminated. Is this why it's called Ice Belt? Because they saw this called Ice Vault? Report any sightings to security immediately. Like, I like it. I like these nonsensical scans because they do paint a picture of more of like what's the day-to-day life or routines that the space pirates have. Increased acidity levels recorded on Phazon and amniotic bath. This is likely a side effect of Phazon ingestion by test subjects. What happened to the pirates post-super is getting weirder and weirder. Sabesians got cloned, died again, and captured by X just to be thrown to a planet like a nuke, while the rest is controlled by a guy who barely seems to have a proper plan. Well, the thing there is that, like, they, even Beyond, and this is one of the good things that Beyond did, established that the pirates are a faction of multiple species. So what happened to the Zabesians could be completely unrelated to what happened to, like, guys of Prime 4, which could be a completely different group and species than these ones. Which also allows the fun of they can look differently per game. Honestly, I feel like the Space Pirates are now in hiding after the events of Super. Or just ceased to be, you know? You know what's another missed opportunity in Prime 4? By revoking the Space Pirates, we could have gotten Space Pirates on Viola bikes, lol. Yeah, I guess. It's just a shame that the Viola suit is just like a glorified car key and not like something that it does on its own.
I'll be back real quick, my friend.
Alright.
Walk the puppy.
Phazon infusion with central energy core of Xenome SA is at 70% saturation. Increased dosage appears viable. Xenome ZA is undergoing relocation of Live Hydra. Subjects transfer order after pronounced increase in aberrant behavior. Security clearance ADR 13. What race are the space pirates from Talon 4? No clue. No, we never got clarification on that, but it's just like, I think I have the scan. Hold up. It's one of those few things that I really liked about Beyond. Nope, I don't. I can offer you this, chat. Alright, View, you're right. It's enough. Alright, View, you're right. Enough. Listen to the robot, Albert. Enough. So the Space Pirates from Echoes look more similar to how the Seven Space Pirates look like. Yeah, but, like, again, they could be a whole different species. And then the Space Pirates have to get their license at Voltforge, and that's where Samus encounters them. That would be funny. Yeah. Our initial tests exposing Talon 4's indigenous parasites to Phazon appears to be successful. What happened on the Orpheon? Increases in strength, size, and aggressiveness are common in all test subjects, as well as unforeseen evolutions like additional poisonous sacs within the abdomen and the appearance of a second ring of mandibles in several subjects. These creatures were chosen because of their resilience, and it appears possible that given enough exposure to Phazon, they may one day be able to survive on any planet we transport them to. Our methods will have to be refined. We currently have a 100% extinction rate after the 4th infusion period, and most survivors of the 3rd infusion stage are so violent and uncontrollable that they have been euthanized. Even uncontrollable! Even still, we remain hopeful that further experimentation will result in success. Again, like, the more you progress through the game, the scans start peeling more and more details that might not make too much sense in your first playthrough, but when you play it and you have everything in context, like, you start to walk around the Orpheon with a much different perspective of what's going on. Perfect. 100% extinction rate, otherwise known as skill issue. Space pirate. Most terraforming and retrofitting of security checkpoints on Talon 4 is complete, but we continue to research the alarming epidemic of breaches by local creatures. Door records show no unauthorized entries, so we must presume the creatures are either sleeping undetected during daily personnel moves, or else finding their way in through the subterranean tunnels. We have found many small breaches of this lather. Sort and plug them whenever we can, but it is unlikely that we will ever achieve full extermination within our current timetable. Again, painting the picture, they're being rushed. Which coincides with the locks on the Orpheon. Mining operations have begun near the crater. Mining? Or Phazon? And that would be like the second time you go, Phazon, what the fuck is that? Appears to be the most concentrated. Daily Phazon yields increased 44%, and our mining system becomes more streamlined as personnel and equipment flows increase. Several incidents of Phazon-induced madness have been reported, prompting augmented life support regulations in the deeper chambers. Symptoms include loss of equilibrium, erratic respiration, muscle spasm, and in the most extreme cases, hallucinations. A timeline of reassessment for the refinery operation is recommended, as the material proves more unstable than initial analysis indicated. What if View had a space pirate counterpart? All right, if View is based on the Virtual Boy, what would be the space pirate one version? The Game Boy? Blue Space Goop. Replaying Prime 1 is like the best thing you can do after you finish it. Yeah. Which is what I did as a kid. And it blew my mind also because I didn't have any other Nintendo games to play. And I didn't know when the next big Nintendo game was coming out this fall. Kirby's back at it again. He'll suck and turn into things. We have codified the newfound energy source as Phazon, a V-index mutagen of which we have a very little reliable data. Indications point to a meteor of unknown origin expelling Phazon into the environment. This material appears to possess the power to mutate organic life forms sufficiently to withstand its poison. These mutations appear promising, with abrupt evolutionary leaps appearing in single-generation reproduction. Plans to establish a full science team on Talon 4 are being finalized. And again, there you go. Like, the veil has been revealed with you reading about the Chozo talking about this great poison that came from another world, but in the back of your mind being, alright, in whatever space or Orpheon thing I was in the beginning of the game, they were talking about some radiation material and Phazon, and here's like confirmation of everything that you might have been theorizing if you were like playing the game for the first time and actually trying to pay attention to everything. I know it's not a game, but it was my Saturday morning at 10 as a kid. Oh, it wasn't played on Saturday. Kirby's Right Back at Ya wasn't played on Saturday mornings over here. It was just like whenever in Fox Kids. Shows mandible mutation across all subjects. It also confirms that the Metroids in this world are mutated. So that's why they're called Talon Metroids in like Echoes. For work on all empty stasis tanks must be completed before specimen's batch Y arrives. Transfer of specimen. Warning, do not handle sedated xenomes without proper ice containment equipment. Tell that to the guys in Ice Belt. Haha. Viral pathogens found in several xenomes have been traced to Phazon batch 1664.Z. Terminate all subjects. Blue goop, yeah, why am I calling it Phazon? Evil View would be like, it's surprisingly easy to hack you, 3DS U. I guess View Space Pirate counterpart would be based on another console or handheld, yeah. It's the new 3DS View. It's the Space Pirate version is the new 3DS XL? Alright, I like that, yeah, the new 3DS XL. I miss my wife, Specimen 776B. Decontamination is required. You keep wondering what is Lab Hydra now when you read all of this stuff. Oh, this is Lab Hydra. Never mind. Research outpost Glacier 1 in the Fendranet Rifts region on Talon 4's mountains is operating at 85% capacity. Sub-zero temperatures have made the Metroid sluggish and easy to control, even those well into phase-on infusion cycles. Which is why they built another facility in here in general, because they could keep the phase-on stuff like at bay in cryostasis. Cold containment stasis tanks are sufficient for the juveniles, but some of the larger Metroids have been moved to quarantined caves for safety purposes. Those are referring to the ones in the phase-on mine. Security doors remain an issue. Small malfunctions due to the ice occurs every day. Large predators in the waste are also a concern as they continue to kill personnel and breach secure areas. Again, showing you that it's not 100% secure. They're really kind of like rushing. Unfortunately, it has become clear that our containment teams cannot neutralize all of them without a vast increase in munitions and soldiers. In South American experience of fucked up TV schedules, where it was more about fitting whatever shows you could get, or whatever times you could fit them to. Yeah, that was the experience growing up. There used to be a meme back in like high school growing up where it was like when like the Fairly Odd Parents were new. It was like, right now we're playing Los Padrinos Mágicos. Y después, Los Padrinos Mágicos. Y después de eso, Los Padrinos Mágicos. Because they just didn't have more shows being dubbed and stuff like that, so. And while you're waiting for that, Metroid Prime 5 Silex is back in the house. But don't wait. But remember, while you're waiting for that, Metroid Prime 6 View 996 in the house. Who posted my scan logs on SpaceX.com? I took all your phase on Spate Ridley. Now you can't do anything. Yeah, let's smoke all of his phase on. All of my phase on? I've come to make an announcement. Samus Aran is a... Ooh, double hit. Ooh, that was cool. I want to clip that. That was cool. That was cool. More lore. Upper nodes of astronomical holographic projectors is retracted and inactive. Yeah, just giving you clues. Context clues on what you're supposed to do. Pirate data, pirate data. I'm back on fucking Aether again. Scan of the spiral sector detected a massive energy spike emanating from a Wanderer-class planet, identified as Talon 4. Scout reconnaissance was immediately dispatched to the center of the spike, a landmass at heading mark 40.08.02, returning with planetary samples and atmospheric imaging. Analysis show the energy source to be unstable radioactive material of enormous potential. We were unable to form an accurate risk assessment at the time, but we are unlikely to find an energy source this powerful again. Analysis will continue, but currently Talon 4 appears to be a viable secondary headquarters. There. More mentions about our delicious blue goop. If only Mackenzie was here. Laugh track's going crazy back there. It's Dark Samus at, like, when she appears in Torvis Bog is, "Hey, Samus, what's up? It's me, Daredevil." Holographic map coordinate data has been updated successfully. Samus, now that you have the space jump, you can go anywhere, except there, and there, and there. Actually, just head here instead. Perfect timing. I know that my best candidate for phase-on tasting. Tasting? We already established that it tastes like blue Gatorade. So does red phase-on taste of fruit punch? Croco says yeah. Fruto pancho. You know? How do you know? Croco, I know. Trust me. I'm Croco, trust me. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Phazon mining is underway. Several garrisons have been established, and terraforming of the Chozo ruins is underway. Which, again, would shit and explain to you that those tunnels and stuff that we found in Chozo ruins weren't made by the Chozo. Established and terraforming. Security systems are operational, and science team continues to make progress in their biotech research. The Phadrana Drifts have proven to be optimal location for research headquarters, and soon it will be joined by a fully operational combat base in Starport. If Command's predictions are half true, we shall rise to dominance in this sector within a decacycle. Truly, these are glorious times. It'd be a shame if I just morphed my way into the planet.
Morph.
What does the asset on SR388 test like? Lemon juice. View would be like, this is vile. Why would you give me this? It tastes like piss. Downloading Phazon. Holy shit. Is it just turning into like Snapcube references now, chat? Not that I'm complaining. Even though that's not the last one about downloading weed is not a Snapcube reference, if I'm not mistaken. No, wait, it is, right? Sonic 06. They did do Sonic 06.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
With Omega.
Also plays Metroid. Oh, I really wish if they ever did like a Metroid Prime 4 live dub, I would like murder to be a part of like the voice cast because I just have so many jokes.
Honestly,
manslaughter.
I would
No,
like to see
not
another
manslaughter. No, murder is worse than manslaughter. I do know.
I
Queen
would love to
Tabula,
see
mass
other
4.1 trillion tetratrons. Profile: planet is best known for twin fever, a disease caused by a viral strain native to Twin Tabula. In the early stages of the disease, victims suffer from double vision. When the twin sight fades, the victim is near death. View would call Samus to watch Blue with him. Hey Samus, you want to watch Blue with me? Wanna go watch Purple? No, View would tell Samus to go watch Purple. Samus brings Purple, but Purple is just something from Xenoblade X. Profile: an uninhabitable wasteland savaged by nuclear dust storms and constant seismic upheavals. Upheaval? Titan? Planet Billium. Quarantine. Atmosphere is rife with Meteoralis, a sentient gaseous global exterminator virus. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's Planet Talon 4. Where are Talons 1 through 3? Metroid Prime 4 confirmed. Ecosystem studies indicate that Talon 4 was a biological paradise prior to the impact of an extraterrestrial object. Remains of the biosphere is slowly fading due to the exposure to Phazon radiation. A current rate decay, Talon 4 will be barren class 13 wasteland in approximately 25 years. Oh my gosh, chat, say it with me. Seebs, Zebes, Zebeezy, Seebies. Twin planets just feel like a pair of planets Pawn and I would inhabit. Huh? Seeb 17. Billium sounds like it's got some stuff going on. Yeah. Wait, is that the space pirates think of what the space pirates think of Talon 4? More of what their research is. Because, like, they sent some people to study the atmosphere and everything about the planet just to determine whether or not it's worth staying here. And when they found the radiation and the substance, they were like, oh, no, yeah, it's worth staying here for a bit. To, like, oh, shit, no, definitely, build a base. Planet's crust is primarily earthic ore, making it ideal for subterranean construction. A Class 19 planet, Sebes is inhospitable to most bioforms. The world was considered unremarkable until it became a base for space pirate forces. Which is also what made it a perfect place for the Chozos to just hide themselves, because like who's gonna go searching there? Until their central unit, aka Mother Brain, developed sentience, because its purpose was to be the Chozo's legacy, sort of like their logbook after they were gone. Except that the prime parameter, one of the prime parameters of Mother Brain, about like maintaining itself and securing its own preservation, so that the Chozo legacy never fades, made it go a little bit cuckoo and join with some funny pirates. Space Pirate number 477. Yo, Talon Force sounds sick. Let's stay here for a bit. And then he died because of early phase-on testings. Died.
Die.
All holo technicians report to main observatory. Maintenance required on both holo modules. Chief Astrogation Officer feels or current dual holo projector system is obsolete. Please review and advise. Damn it, Jimmy. Damn it, Bobby. That boy ain't right. I find it weird that the space pirates actually called the Talon 4 a paradise. I mean, they're not wrong, but it's weird coming from them. I don't think so. They would find probably benefit on something that they would also label a paradise. Want to know what lack of sleep does? It repeats in my head. It repeats in my head. Supikamiguro yelling, "Now! Now! Give me space goop now!" I also like that they made these like rooms for the space pirates to like hide behind that also happen to have like destructible objects. So it's kind of cool how you start losing your defense, your cover. I mean, they were eating poisonous spicy food in Prime 2. I don't remember what was it named. Yeah, I do remember that, but I don't remember the specific. This train got cold? What do you mean? Yeah, it's cool how the space pirates try to surprise attack you. And they already send more troops. This reminds me of that time in Volt Forge where they were introducing all the different versions of the Cybots. This reminds me of the Is the Family Guy cutaway just Silex screaming Samus?
Yep.
Croco's just
Hey
doing
Peter,
his bits in the back.
have you tried this new game called Metro Prime 4?
No, I haven't.
You should try it, Peter. I heard it's...
Hey Peter, what are you doing? Blue goop. What the fuck?
Blue goop, what the fuck?
What's the matter with your face on? What the fuck?
Hey Tina, I told you to clean the goobers off your fucking bedroom.
This stream is so cursed in just the references. Yeah, it's cool how the space pirates try to surprise attack you.
That's when the brain cells die, my friend.
Yeah, I know. Fine, Ghosty. I'll play it one more time. I'll do the bit one more time. How did you know it was that bit? It could be View saying, "Oh my, what a large specimen." You happy now? I'll show the View one. It was just too funny of a coincidence. Oh, yeah. Now this is a team up I can be behind. So it gets fucked. View, gonna give it to you. All right, one more view clip. One more view clip. I'm sucked that like Anthony, he's stuck. It's a great character that needed to be in a greater game. All right. I had another view clip, I thought. Oh yeah.
I may be able to clear the way.
I just like how he says Shamus.
I may be able to clear the way. Allow me to try.
Someone should mod View in the Resident Evil 2 remake. Oh my gosh, View as Mr. X would be great.
Affirmative.
I would stream that if it's just View as Mr. X. But you need to put random view quotes. You need to put random view quotes. If not, it ain't the same.
Destroy. Force field. Destroy. Field. Force field.
I just love the crustiness of the voice.
Force field.
It's so crusty.
And I love the little like different cables and panels that make it feel like more organic in between the layers and stuff like that, and the bigger parts. So the neck and stuff feels more like tissue. So was View stalking you in Resident Evil 2? He's saying friendly stuff. Yes, that's what would make it funny. Honestly, View's space pirate counterpart will be slim and quick, but somewhat fragile compared to View. Oh, I was thinking it'd be the opposite. It'd be bigger and chunkier. That makes View seem as the slim, quick one. He said 2DS. So any thoughts on Tanabe's retirement? It's really a shame. A shiny Kabuto. Yeah, look, chat, we found a shiny Kabuto. What is the fuck is this? Tanomathroid. Die. 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 Look, it's a Cybot. I can bully it like I bullied the Cybots. So, just because somebody else who just joined the chat was asking, Tanabe is retiring from working at Nintendo, at least. It's really a shame. No more shiny Pokemon.
He's been working for a long time.
Because he's been working at Nintendo for a long time. And it really seems like he got the short end of the stick. Like, I don't doubt that the guy did have a vision and an idea for Prime 4 with the way that he kept talking about Silex throughout all these years and stuff like that. But because of all the development stuff that happened, and then Retro not getting time for their own pre-production, and not even given enough of a even though they didn't have enough of the manpower to make the game and all this other stuff, that it really sucks, because it just tells me that like maybe something much more scummy is going behind the scenes at Nintendo when one of your like senior producers who's been on your company for more than 20 years is suddenly retiring a month after his latest game came out. And it's a game that was really struggled with development, and Nintendo kind of threw under the bus, just finish it, we need to put this out type of mentality, you know? That is not too dissimilar with what happened with Sakamoto before getting to work on Samus Returns, and even after, during the development of both Samus Returns and Dread. Wait, I got a better Space Pirate View. Dreamcast. No, it's gotta be a Nintendo console. Internal organ of Metroid seem to be limited to nucleonic absorption cells and massive energy reservoirs. Like, I like the Dreamcast idea, but it's gotta be like a Metroid, a Nintendo one, you know? Metroid brain scan results in... Metroid brain scan results in... Studies shown accelerated activity in parietal lobe during hunting cycles at temperatures above 10 centigrade. Look, they use Celsius, man. Or
Damn,
centigrades.
look at that.
I don't know if Celsius is centigrade. The hooked
Nah,
mandibles
that's
of
just,
the Metroids penetrate
yeah,
the skin
Celsius
of
is
its
centigrade.
prey. Okay. SNES View with a purple trim. Tell you what, I'll scan these things on my way out. I'll take the opportunity to just share more of my thoughts with Tanabe. Because, like, alright, regardless of the state in which Metroid Prime Fitted is, and whether you like it or you hate it, I don't really blame the developers who were, you know, in the trenches trying to make this game and come out and stuff like that. And I'm not denying that they were passionate about the things that they were doing, but it really, the more I've been learning with the information that's been coming out, it really doesn't seem like anybody quite had the chance to do the unified vision of at least a game that they might have wanted to. And so Tanabe just suddenly deciding to peace out and leave seems very, 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 it's very much a red flag for me, because it's like if, you know, Shigeru Miyamoto left. And when I take into consideration how Nintendo's been shifting more into creating products, because, like, you know, we had Mario's 40th anniversary was met with the most unceremonious announcement of the Mario Galaxy movie trailer. A movie. Not like a video game, not like, here's what we're doing with Mario. Whoa, what is this slowdown? It's Prime 4. I read down. Whoa! What is that slowdown? Whoa! I've never seen that before with this game. This is your doing, isn't it? And like, you know, they don't do anything with Mario related to the Nintendo products. Like they just released the Switch 2. And on that same year, you're announcing Mario's 40th anniversary. So I'm like, all right, here's what's gonna come for Mario on the Switch 2. Whatever.
And they did nothing with it.
And no, it's just here's the movie and some DLC for Mario Wonder with a Switch 2 update. And I guess a new Yoshi game, but I don't really count that as a Mario title. It's Mario.
A new
adjacent.
Yoshi game.
Huh?
There was no new Yoshi game.
Yeah, there's a new Yoshi game, dude.
Is there?
It was announced in the same direct that they announced the Viola suit and the 3 Metroid amiibos. Famous Metroid YouTuber slides into retired Metroid developer DM to talk about being retired. What was that game?
I don't remember the Yoshi game.
There's a new Yoshi game, dude. Exactly. Everybody forgot about the new Yoshi game. Does anybody want to list all Nintendo consoles handhelds so we can name View SP counterpart? The one who left is Kensuke Tanabe, who was the producer of the Prime Trilogy and beyond. He also was the producer of Paper Mario Sacred Star and all the newer Paper Mario games. Chat, yes, there's a new Yoshi game. It's a new, like, Yoshi's Island game. It was the only thing that they announced during Mario's 40th anniversary aside from the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I'm Googling it. I'm gonna Google it because I honestly don't remember this game that you're talking
It was in the same direct where they showed the Viola. So, like, I think September of last year. I think, to be fair, I think most people always forget about a Yoshi game. Precisely what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, Yoshi's Mysterious Book. I remember now.
Mario Odyssey did great, and a new 3D Mario should have been in the cards. Yeah, I mean, I think that the issue is that the new Mario 3D game that we're doing, they just changed Mario for Donkey Kong. I've been so out of touch from Nintendo's news. I don't blame you, Pun. I've also kind of like just, you know, I find it hard to get excited when, like, you know. Inform command that thermal vision test will begin soon. Abnormal heat traces stand out against their surroundings when looking through the thermal imaging spectrum. Thermal visor interfaces will be sent to quarantines areas. These visors will be useful for any personnel involved in transport of unstable test subjects there. You log enemies in a book. Yeah. Being up to date for Lizard though. Yeah, I mean, I'm also up to date with Lizard. And there's a new patch coming out next week. Hooray! All right. You know what? One. You get one.
No Lizard.
No, that was it. That was it. That was it. Kind of wild how, despite Yoshi being foreshadowed in the Mario movie ending, there's been no appearances of Yoshi in the Mario Galaxy trailer. Chat, I honestly didn't even watch the trailer. I don't think I'm not. No. 3D Zelda fans are in such shambles that they put Prime 4 as a savior for a while for some reason.
Why in
Wow,
shambles?
that's I don't know.
They've been getting fed non-stop.
Midnight, where's the bit tax? If not, she's going back in
Midnight,
vacation.
midnight, with a bit,
Do the bit.
do the bit.
Yoshi's gonna get a small amount of screen time in the Mario Galaxy. I don't know, Chad. At this point, I really don't care.
Yeah, honestly,
Like,
I am gonna watch it
I'm not.
just because,
no.
but I'm not gonna pay for it.
No,
if
no,
I
no,
really
no,
enjoyed
no.
it, then I'll buy it.
I'm not. Thank you for the bits, Midnight. I'm like, honestly, really just not gonna waste my mental space and time by watching the Super Mario Galaxy movie made by Illuminations. There's so many.
Yeah, no,
There's so many animated indie films out there that I should be watching instead.
There's also the new Ghost in the Shell coming out,
Yes, and I can't wait for it.
and JoJo's Part 7.
I can wait for that.
But yeah, no, talking about Zelda, I mean, Zelda fans has been overfed. With all honesty.
I think that they mean 3D Zelda fans in the sense that since Skyward Sword, it's just been the Tears of the Kingdom formula and not like the traditional Zelda formula. This is what I interpret it, but Coco got Echoes of Wisdom lately, and that game really is more like up
That
my
game is
alley.
incredibly fun.
It's really fun. So creative and imaginative as well.
Mhm.
I think
Have you seen the
Tanabe's
speedruns for the
obsession
game?
with the
Because they're
Federation was
incredible.
fine, but he didn't know how to execute it. Save to the time travel might never happen as well. I hope Tanabe can course correct it. She was infamously known to be against voice acting in Metroid Prime. Generally, aside from Luigi's Mansion 3, Tanabe created bad to mediocre games for nearly 20 years. This would break any guy. Ever since Prime 3, which was also controversial, it's being downhill. Kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, I still don't blame him, because, like, there's always a guy in Nintendo that's saying no, but, you know, one way or the other, he was, like, a guy with over 20 years working at the company. People who've been working 20 years at your company don't just simply leave out of the blue after their newest game come out now, do they?
Usually something happens, and that's why they leave.
Wow, images to scare Metro Prime 4, orange energy pickups. Watch Wild Robot, it's a freaking masterpiece. I already watched it. I thought it was
I like Wild Robot.
I thought it was cool, but not as crazy. I did like the fact that they had the voice actor for Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows. I keep forgetting Matthew Barry in the movie. I find him hilarious, especially because he was just like a bit character in the movie. Yeah, I heard a lot of people just go. Prime 4 is the 3D Zelda we waited since Skyward Sword, even though Echoes of Wisdom is there. Well, this, Nintendo fans, they'll never be satisfied and happy, I guess. Ross and View would get along? Remind me who was Ross? No, shit.
Oh yeah, I found out the other day that Matthew Berry wasn't the Minecraft movie.
Gross.
He was voicing a villager.
I didn't even see a trailer for the Minecraft movie. The only thing I know about the Minecraft movie is from the billboards when I was in New York, but I just refuse to watch trailers and
I
stuff for
saw not the full release. I saw like an unofficial, unpolished, unfinished release version, and it was funny. Not the movie itself, but just the unfinished product was just funny.
that. Ross from the Wild Robot. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a good movie. There's no Ghost in the Shell, though. I was thinking more of View teaming up with Section 9. I don't really care if View and Ross... Really know if View and Ross would really get it wrong, but I don't think it'll be gun blazing, just awkwardness. This tank holds the remains of experiment. Elite pirate unsuccessful. Conversion of elite pirate unsuccessful. More foreshadowing in the environment. Who would have thought? Quarantine specimen exhibits highly aggressive behavior. Its body structure, composed of phazon ore, appears nearly invulnerable. This has rendered our efforts to train and discipline subjects useless. Again, you're learning more about the struggles of the space pirates working with phazon. East Quarantine Cave has been secured. Specimen remains in the quarantine area. All experiments suspend pending pacification. Well, Ross is more pacifistic, but View is willing to get dirty work done because it's his programming. Project Titan is suspended indefinitely. Security breaches resulting in massive casualties have occurred. Access is strictly prohibited until further notice. There is a scan, I think it's in another safe room, or in the Fendrana's Edge area, where they reveal that the pirates were trying to control Thardus to be a security guard, and they might have accidentally been the ones involved in Thardus even becoming a thing. Let's see where Tabata will take the Prime series depending on the sales. What's your bet? I don't have a bet, but I sure know that I won't be excited for anything moving forwards. I'm gonna be with the like fool me once, you know, fool me once, shame on me, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, type of stuff. Studies of Metroid biology continue, though with limited progress. It seems likely that we will be much more successful using the Metroids for our means rather than trying to reproduce their powers. If they could be adequately tamed, we would have no need of a proper understanding of their metabolism. A small force of disciplined Metroids could wipe out entire armies, and once we find a way to shield them from cold containment weapons, they will be invincible. Furthermore, if we could then harvest the energy they consume, we would have a near limitless source of power at our disposal. Terrifying thought. Oh, View and Omega would solve any problem. I think Omega by itself could solve any problem. The guy goes in between dimensions to fight godly beings. A chicken
Honestly, yeah.
tenders.
And a couple of fries.
Space power encrypted data decoded.
You know what image just came to my head randomly?
What?
You know the Predator handshake?
Yeah. Wait.
Beyond Omega.
No. Wait. No. 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 Wait. Wait. No. No. No.
Okay.
Wait. The Predator handshake, you say?
Yep.
All right, you were saying?
Yeah, but it's Beyond Omega.
It's View and Omega. Is
Yep.
Omega from like Omega just using its like beetle claw?
Yeah, not the human
Beetle.
form, but the Beetle Omega.
Which Omega?
The Beetle Omega.
Yeah, the Beetle
the
Omega.
one with the claw.
Metroid dissection continues to provide more questions than answers. Our research teams have isolated the energy conduits that run from the invasive twin mandibles to the energy core in the creature's quadrupartite nucleus. But the manner in which a Metroid actually extracts the life force from its prey remains an utter mystery. The victim does not lose blood or any other vital fluids, and yet the Metroid extracts energy. Identifying this energy is our central problem. It takes no physical form, and yet without the victim dies. We will continue to research this matter, as the isolation of this life-giving essence could be the key to our ascendance. You say they were trying to go beyond. Wait, what Omega are we talking about? There's only Final Fantasy.
There's only one Omega, technically. No, well, there's multiple, but, you know.
Yeah, there's Doctor Who Omega. Hunter Metroid DS. We found Metroid Prime Hunters, confirmed. It's showing signs of increase in stability and heightened immunity to cold damping fields. Motion near Hunter Metroids. Yeah, I know they're talking about the hunting Metroids. Yeah, you know, the super boss from the Final Fantasy games, Omega. He's a big beetle-looking guy, travels between dimensions.
Kills anything that it deems like worthy of compiling and making it stronger.
Yeah, it compiles whatever it considers to be strong enough of an arsenal for it to have, destroys everything, goes to a different dimension, repeat. I generally don't want a Prime 5 anymore. The ending of Prime 4 is so open enough for a sequel, but close enough for it never to be done. Hope Sakamoto Mercury Steam don't shit the bed with Metroid 6. Well, about Mercury Steam, I don't know if you've checked the news lately. All guards must use containment gear when transporting Metroids. This includes sedated specimens and those pronounced dead. As energy-based creatures, Metroids show immediate mass increases upon energy absorption. I think we're back into the Metroid limbo, guys. I'm just saying that. Directive. In the event of Metroid attack, repel creature with missiles set to maximum concussion. And new pirate data. Confidence in high reward in high regard. Confidence is high regarding Phazon applications. We know enough about Phazon now to begin combining it with space pirate DNA. The code for this venture will be Project Helix. Preliminary studies indicate that Phazon infusion could produce radical new pirate genomes. Benevolent mutation levels are high in current test subjects. Phazon madness is a concern, but refinements in the infusion process show reduced or neutralize the odds of mental degeneration. So yeah, and you see this test tube behind it is one of the tests for Project Helix, Elite Pirate. What happened to Mercury Steam? Nothing too serious, but a few years ago they were having some troubles within the studio. Lots of layoffs, lots of struggling and stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those uncertainties that you don't really want to hear from a studio. So I know last thing I knew after Dread, they were doing like a different game of their own. And then after that came out all those problems that supposedly were happening. Initial transfer of Metroid's. I'm just happy Dread is a proper ending to the series right now. I really feel that, you know, any of these games could be a proper ending to the series in general. Initial transfers of Metroids to Talon 4 research facilities has been completed. Three were terminated in an incident at the landing site, but the others were pacified and transported safely. Initial Phazon infusion testing is underway. We are eager to observe the effects of Phazon on Metroids, especially their ability to absorb and process the energy given off by Phazon sources. Early research suggests a considerable growth in power and size. Whether the creature stays stable thereafter remains to be seen. Layoffs were a major problem in the industry as a whole. Yeah, but this was a couple of a year or two ago, so again, my memory is very vague, but I read that it was more about something internal at Mercury Steam rather than the industry. The reconstruction of Geoform 187, codenamed Ridley, was recently completed. After his defeat on Sevis, Command ordered a number of metagenic improvements for him. Though aggressive, we were able to implement these changes in a cycle. The metamorphosis was painful, but quite successful in the end. Early tests indicate a drastic increase in strength, mobility, and offensive capabilities. Cybernetic modules and armor plating have been added as well. We believe our creation, now called Meta Ridley, will become a mainstay of our security force, a job he will certainly relish. Except the Ridley sentience manifested again. Well, Sakamoto did say that Metroid 6 was being worked on years ago. Mercury Steam has still 2 unannounced projects in the works since 2021. Safe to say they will release it. The minor uncertainties come from the Project Iron Blades of Fire. Yeah, but also there was some other news regarding Mercury Steam with layoffs and other stuff, and people leaving in some unwatery terms or whatever. Again, this is information I gained a few years ago, and stuff like that, but, you know. I'll believe Metroid 6 when I see it. And even though it's not the same team that worked on Dread and stuff like that, you know, the staff still changes and stuff like that. Staff layoffs are bad in general for any of the projects because it also affects morale and stuff like that. It's not like you can just take Jimmy and not expect the friends to be sad about Jimmy's departure. Or that he's working on one project but also helping in the other. No, Mercury Steam is not necessarily out of the table. It's more that we don't know the state of the table at this point. And the last time we knew anything about the state of the table, it was some uncertainty with layoffs and development stuff. But This is where I'm gonna be calling it a stream though, chat. So Dread might
Yeah,
be
it is
the
great,
lightning
chat.
in a bottle. I don't think so. Like I'm pretty sure that like there's so many Metroidvanias nowadays that I feel capture the same lightning in a bottle that Dread did. So many games in general, there aren't even labeled as 2D Metroidvania games that capture that lightning in the bottle. It's just that, you know, we gotta go search for them and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Very happy with this capture card. Shame I couldn't test it with the Silex bit, but I'll try and download that for the next stream, just so we can do it for a meme, and what have you. I wouldn't be too like spooked about Mathroid in general. I like to imagine that the sales of Dread and Metroid Prime Remaster and just the overall excitement and discourse shows that there is definitely an audience that would care and stuff like that. It's just more so that I feel we need to voice what do we want out of a Metroid experience to avoid the same trappings and stuff like that. Thanks as always, Orpheon. Silex, hilarity next stream. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm willing to play Metroid Prime 4 again if you guys really want to see it. If it's a heart mode run though, we gotta put like a donation incentive behind that because that seems like honestly pain. It's not even the soundtrack I like to see the scoring. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like we need to be vocal, just like we were in Other M, about the we don't want the things to be standardized because I think that my biggest issue with Beyond is just it fell through the same trappings of Other M, and I just don't understand why people like the Federation troopers now versus in that game. And the only thing I can think of is like they're not being jerks to Samus, which fair, but at the same time I think that these characters are like in the polar opposite side of the spectrum where it's just overly bad femboying, especially in a series that's mostly lean on horror. Um, it's like if, you know, Jill Valentine came back in Resident Evil 9 and the new lady goes like, "Oh my gosh, you're Jill Valentine." Um,
From the Jill Valentines of the Valentines.
yeah. Also, jerks at least knew when to shut up. Not only that, but it also added some drama, some conflict. Stories come from conflict. If there's no conflict, there's no story. Uh, so the extra layer of conflict with the Federation just helped at the uncertainty of Other M. That I just felt that it was a better game to discuss and have these sort of criticism and pros because it was a game that I felt try a lot of different things. It came from a place of heart, and there was a lot of things to discuss versus Beyond that just fell for the same trappings as Other M, and just I feel like didn't understand what made the Metroid games magical and just lean into Corruption's action-oriented gameplay because most of the younger demographic that I've been able to talk to throughout the years of making this channel tend to like more of Corruption because of its action-oriented gameplay, but didn't quite. So like it didn't lean into one thing or the other. Just try to appease everybody. The action for the Prime 3 fans and the quote unquote spookiness for the Prime 1 and 2 fans, but it didn't really excel at anything. That I just think we need to be vocal about the things that we don't like and why we don't like them and why we think it's a bad departure from what makes the series good. Just so that hopefully somebody at this mega corporation listens and takes into account for the next game and stuff like that. And that's the only thing I can say. And I really hope when people defend it, when saying like, well, it's you gotta make mistakes and stuff like that. But the problem is that the mistakes that Beyond does aren't exclusive or new to Beyond. All right. I really feel like Prime 4 should have expanded on Prime 3's planet system. I don't know, man. At this point, I really just don't know. Because they kind of had that with the bike, but... Guys, you want to see Ragdoll Samus? What's a little bit more insanity for my brain? I just really I can't wait. All right, but now for real, I'm gonna call it a stream. Thank you guys for. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Wait, okay, I'll do that final bit. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here after all the aura farming they hyped me up for doing in the trailers. Who would have known that to stop a dude with cosmic powers, you just had to grab him by the arms like that? But yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream here. I'll probably be back either Monday or Tuesday. And we can probably continue and try to do the Beyond stream Silex boss fight for a meme. Really appreciate you guys for tuning into the streams. Again, it was your support that really helped just being able to acquire a new capture card. So thank you so much for that. It's also a good way of future-proofing stuff for the videos and stuff. I began working with a script. I'm addressing the story at the moment. I thought that I would structure the video with starting by the problems I have with the story, because those are like the minor problems for me. I don't usually play video games for their story. It's just the icing on the cake. But I feel that by the issues that the story has with the shallowness and the lack of focus are a good way to just me establish the problems that the rest of the game have in a way that it might be a little bit more clearer before I get into the nitty-gritty of stuff. So starting with the things that I would consider like the smaller problems up to the bigger ones that's gameplay. So yeah, I'm trying to take my time with it. I'll probably give it several passes. I'll send it to several people who can give it a look-see. And all this stuff. So I hope that regardless of how you feel about the game, it's at least at the end of the day an entertaining video to watch, and that you find some level of enjoyment out of that rather than just, I guess, more YouTube schlop content or whatever. But yeah, with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next stream. Take care.